Hey, wait, está caliente. Ah, yeah, there it is. Ahora sí. Hey guys, Alejo, and welcome back to The Morning Drop.
Real talk, nobody taught us how to build credit. Our parents were too busy surviving to sit us down and explain the system. And now we're the ones trying to figure it out while the rent goes up and our paycheck doesn't stretch. Here's something worth knowing. About 17 million Americans are considered credit invisible, meaning they have no credit history at all, no score, no file, no nothing. And without that, renting an apartment, getting a loan, or building any financial foundation gets a lot harder before you even get started. Credit Karma's Credit Spark can help. It's a free tool that turns bills you're already paying, like your phone bill, your utilities, into real credit history reported to TransUnion. No new debt, no new credit card required, just credit for what you're already doing every month. Go to creditkarma.com to get started. That's creditkarma.com.
Buenos dias, it's Yamily Habib, and here's everything you need to know to start your day. First, oil. Global crude just jumped to nearly $94 a barrel, its highest level since late July after President Trump threatened what he's calling crushing economic warfare against Iran. The Strait of Hormuz remains effectively closed, keeping energy prices elevated and inflation climbing worldwide. Tehran isn't backing down either, dismissing the threat as a diversion and warning it would only bring further defeat, while Iran's Revolutionary Guard warns it could deploy even more destructive weapons if fighting restarts. Then, a swap at sea. The USS George Washington has arrived in the Middle East to relieve the USS Abraham Lincoln, the carrier that has been struck on a record-breaking deployment since the Iran war began. The same one where a sailor went overboard earlier this month, according to U.S. officials, amid growing concerns about the crew's mental health. The trade-off means the U.S. now has 0 aircraft carriers left in the Pacific. And finally, the number nobody in Washington wants to say out loud. $40 trillion. That's where the U.S. national debt landed this week, just 5 months after it crossed $39 trillion. And now, here are the stories from our team.
Hey guys, it's Liam, and I have a serious question. What can I eat? Because these food recalls are getting out of control. So right now, the FDA and CDC are investigating a salmonella outbreak linked to jalapeno peppers, leading Taylor Farms to recall products like salsa, pico de gallo, guacamole, and more. And this comes right after Taylor Farms recalled iceberg lettuce connected to a major cyclospora outbreak. And then the eggs. The FDA upgraded a massive egg recall to its highest risk level, and that's around 19 million eggs due to salmonella concerns. And the FDA says the outbreak has been linked to 98 illnesses across 17 states with 26 hospitalizations. So why is this happening right now? According to FDA data cited by Reuters, FDA employment fell 22% in 2026 compared to 2024, and that's because of Donald Trump's workforce cuts. And at the same time, food safety expert Jennifer McIntyre told Reuters without question the cuts are harmful to food safety, especially when there's less oversight as outbreaks are happening. But there's also the reality of how huge and interconnected our food system is. One contaminated ingredient can move through a distributor and suddenly end up in tons of different products. And that's in restaurants, grocery stores, and all across the country. And the U.S. is increasingly relying on produce from Mexico, while regulators are trying to keep up with a growing and increasingly complicated supply chain. So check the FDA recall list, check what's in your fridge, and check who you're voting for.
Hey, what the flock is going on? Yeah, you heard that right. Flock, like flock cameras. You've probably seen these cameras on the side of the road or on social, but what are they actually tracking? And unlike a normal traffic camera, these use AI to scan your license plate, the make of your car, and other identifying features as you drive by. Police departments can then search that information during investigations. And like always, there's two sides to every story, right? Supporters say they can help police find suspects, stolen cars, and missing people faster. But critics say the system basically creates a massive network capable of tracking what ordinary people are driving. So, like, Big Brother is literally always watching. And there have already been cases of officers allegedly abusing it. In Ohio, for example, an officer reportedly used the technology more than 40 times to track his ex. And that's why communities are starting to push back. Denver has banned it, and the LAPD temporarily halted its use of Flock amid concerns about how the data is stored and potentially shared, including fears around federal immigration enforcement. And Flock says it's responding with stronger safeguards and shorter data storage, But for real, should police be able to build a searchable record of everywhere we drive? Because I don't know, man. I don't like this, and it gives me that vibe of that Monsters Inc. theme, like, I'm always watching, Mike Wazowski. So, flock equals Roz.
Talking about flock cameras, turns out that while the government is obsessed with collecting data on us, it's just as busy deleting the data that's supposed to protect us. A new tracker from dataindex.us found that the Trump administration has deleted or altered nearly 400 federal datasets. 28 gone completely, 338 altered. Health data has been hit the hardest, accounting for 40% of everything wiped or altered. A lot of it is about erasing us specifically. CDC surveys that used to track HIV cases, intimate partner violence, and PrEP access in the queer community have all quietly dropped questions about gender identity following Trump's executive order on so-called biological truth. One federal system that tracked drug-related ER visits in real time, used to catch overdose spikes before they became epidemics, isn't being updated at all anymore. Denise Ross, the former U.S. chief data scientist under the Biden administration who co-founded the tracker, said, quote, "We are facing a future where we are not going to have the information that we need to make decisions that will save lives and benefit American communities," end quote. So next time someone tells you the surveillance state is watching too closely, remember it's only watching the parts of us it wants to control. And one final note, we're taking a break next week. Just to breathe a little bit and prepare for Hispanic Heritage Month. So we will be back the first week of September with everything you need to know to start your day on the Morning Drop.